Hey folks, lyarri here. Today we're reacting to Should I Divorce My Cheating Husband? We Have a Kid, The Dilemma by Jubilee. I'm super excited for this because the last one was really good and this is really interesting. It also sounds like a really difficult situation to go through. I have the opinion, yes, most likely. I'm curious to see what I'll think by the end of this. Let's go. I'm turning it up slightly after this because this part's louder. Okay, that should be good.
I am married with a child, but
I like
my
her
husband
nails.
cheated on me. Should I leave him? Yes or no?
We brought together a group of strangers to help an anonymous person make one of their toughest decisions.
I went through his Apple Watch. I scroll up and it's the whole sexual conversation. That was him being selfish. So why not choose me?
After hearing the group's advice, which choice will this person make? This is the dilemma.
I like all their style. I don't know. Especially like the
When I
pastel
first
green
heard the
hair.
dilemma, I stood on the no side because I believe in second chances.
People like I do get that. Like asking first, hey, like what else happened? Like it's hard to come out with a straight up yes or no, for sure.
I knew that there was more information, but my gut instinct was
Yeah,
like, it's a yes for now.
me too.
How long have you two been together?
6.5 years. So we're like a military couple, so it was one of those, I meet you, we fall in love, we get married. What made us really close was that we realized we were from similar backgrounds. Like we both grew up in the Caribbean, we both kind of like the same music, the same type of things.
Did he honestly admit that to you, or did you come about finding that out like?
It was the
I
Apple
had
Watch.
3 dreams that he cheated. And I was like, okay, I need to check something. So I went in his Apple Watch and I saw it. The female was labeled under a male's name. And when I asked him about it, I said, hey, I just want to figure this out. He came clean, like right off the bat. He was out of the house before he cheated. The reason why that happened is because we got into a bit of a tussle. I came downstairs and he was on the phone with said girl because they worked together. There was a little rumor that she liked to sleep with married men. We got in a tussle. He was out of the house. Then he cheated. He pretty much went on like a week-long binge of going over her house and drinking and getting physical.
Was this just sex or was this like a full on like affair like
He said
relationship?
for him it was just sex. There wasn't any going out to dinner, any like crazy I love you text or I miss you or anything like that.
Has it been a pattern? And I would include anything like pornography or anything in that.
With him?
Yes.
No, that was the first and only time that I know of.
You said you have a son, right? How has he been impacted by this? Does he know?
So he's 4. So in the beginning, because there was a time where he wasn't living in the house, and my son would actually cry at night. I want
Yeah.
daddy, and I was just like, it made me sad.
Is he doing anything or has he suggested anything to repair your relationship?
So he wants to
Okay,
do marriage
that's
counseling, but he wants to do individual counseling for himself first, which he's actually doing right now. And he tries to plan like little dates and stuff like that. He's trying, I guess.
So please move now if you feel like you should be standing on another side.
I'm definitely like leaning a bit more towards no. At least like let them go through marriage counseling and stuff now. Um yeah, no, I mean I think it's hard to say at this point for sure, but definitely more 50-50 for me personally. Okay, no
Is there
one
anything
switched.
there that you're like, oh, maybe I should be on the other side?
I think one of them was he's going to therapy. And at that point, I'm like, well, I mean, if he's doing the work and you kind of sound like that's something you want, then maybe I'm on the wrong side.
I can see that.
When your husband was away, how did you feel?
Being honest, I missed him a lot. Um, I had to put up a wall to where it's just like, don't feel anything. I still have that question in the back of my mind. Is it worth working out after he finishes his therapy and everything?
Do you feel like you'll be happier without him?
I feel like I could probably hit the pinnacles that I haven't hit yet. I think I'm that girl, you know? And I think sometimes when you're with someone, you don't have enough freedom to go do certain things. How it is right now, we're still in the same living space. Call me a dumb bitch, but yes, sometimes we have sex. Sometimes I have sex with other people.
If the trust
Wait, am I misunderstanding? She just say she cheats on him. No, but I do think there's an element where like, yeah, like if she genuinely just wants to, if she feels like she's settling, like that can hurt the relationship in other ways. And like I think that can be like a valid reason to like think, oh, maybe I should leave.
is gone on your side, is your faith the
I'm
only
assuming
thing
I
that's kinda
misunderstood the other
tying you
part.
to this marriage?
Yes, that's a part of it. My son is a very minute part of it because I don't want to be one of those people that stays because of the child.
I
And
agree.
then also the fact that he's taken all the right steps for himself. He's finally admitting like his childhood trauma and just the stress of the job that he had around the time that he was cheating. I believe in people getting second chances if they're deserving and if they put in the work.
If your mind has changed and you want
I
to
feel
move
like
to the other side, this will be another moment and opportunity that you can do.
I would actually go to a no here. Like I feel like at least it's like the last one. Like you don't have to do it right now. You can still think about it a little bit. Like I think there's still time left. I could be wrong. And maybe like it depends on how their day-to-day is right now, right? Like if these thoughts and these feelings are getting in the way of them having a healthy environment for their kid, then probably move that up a little bit. Um I yeah, like the whole thing she said where she doesn't want to be one of those parents who stay together for the kids. That's literally what my parents did up to a certain age. So I have like I definitely agree with her.
That
I feel like it's so hard to be the first person that moves over, and I wonder if that influences anyone.
I stayed where I was hesitantly. I kept coming back to the fact that her husband was making an effort. I think love is work. Love is a lot of work.
I wanted to go to the no side. Like I wanted it to work. They've talked about it before, that he's working on himself, but I just felt in my heart and in like my bones, I was like, I think they're better off just separate.
Air
I
Force.
can see that.
Ex-husband, Air Force.
You get it.
Met in tech school. I got stationed here in LA. I deployed to Detroit to help with the vaccines out there. Came back and found out he was cheating on me with one of like the closest people that I had met back in our old base. Going through the divorce, it fucking broke me down, but I am finally getting to live a life that I'm actually proud of.
If he's doing the work and the reciprocation is there and he wants to, then it would change my answer. But then if there's still no trust, then that's where my struggle is.
In her situation,
So I really like everything she said so far.
it sounds like her husband is taking those initial steps, the very beginning steps to do that.
I think it comes down to trust. At the end of the day, do you think he's going to do this again?
Do you still
That's a
trust
good
him?
question.
No. I can do better, but then you have all the factors like our son and stuff that we built together. So
My parents got divorced when I was really little, and You know, when you're a kid, you start to think like, I wish they were still together, but now knowing, you know, more, if they were together, you know, my life would have been a lot worse. I mean, it sucks to have parents that are divorced or that fight or anything like that, but sometimes, you know, it's not worth like fighting for as much.
No, I get what he's saying. Like, it's true. Like, you'd rather have like a happy day-to-day environment for the kid than like be in an area where they're fighting, and like you're setting an example of what a relationship should be like that isn't actually what one should be like.
If I was your best friend, I would say divorce is still on the table, but you're angry right now, and you need to work through that anger. I think it would be good if he is a part of that and gets to understand what he has done to you.
She has very religious vibes, but
I was with
I
a man for
appreciate
10
her.
years. Spent all of my 20s with him, had a baby by him, gave him everything, and he cheated. I stayed. He had great days of being amazing, but there was always that fear as well of what happens when you're not enough again.
I do like that's like a I don't even know how I would feel in that situation, honestly. Like, I haven't been in it. Um and I think like that's really like one of the most important parts of it. Like, how do you feel? And are you able to trust? And like it's not just like a you thing. It if you feel like you can trust is also dependent on the other person and the signals they're sending you consciously or unconsciously. So like it is like a fundamental question. I feel like that you do need to be able to say, I feel like I could, at least. I don't know.
Personally, I feel like they would be better off handling their own situations
Separately.
Exactly.
Yes. If she still genuinely feels like she could be happier on the outside, then I would say go for it.
Things happen so fast in the military, and they desperately need
to
slow down.
Divorce is final, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard to repair the trust that was lost, but I believe you can.
I will say, like, the only thing that gives me hesitance is that, like, in this situation where the dude actually does somehow make a ton of progress and works on himself, after you, like, separate, depending on how your financial things work, and then how your things work after that, it can be hard to, like, be in a proper place. Like, you can harm your overall quality of life in the long run, right? By having to spend a lot of money. But probably not the most important thing to stress out about past like a certain base level. I think I'd have to stay with like maybe give him like a month or two, but then or like
For me,
go.
like the most important is to remember you and not letting any of the outside noise, meaning your friends, your family,
I wonder how long
the
ago it
naysayers,
was.
dare I say religion, keep you in that box if you decide that you are no longer happy.
Maybe this relationship is salvageable. Things that break can come back better than ever. It can come back stronger than ever if they're given that chance. But, you know, divorce is still an option, even if you choose to stay for now.
Tiffany, can you
Her
just
closing
tell us
argument
how
was
you're
cut very
feeling
short
right
in the
now?
video. Oh my god. Unless that was it.
Still a bit confused. However, I feel like I have a decision.
I think she said yes. I feel like that's definitely the vibe I got. Like she got here and she knew the answer.
That's my man, and I'm gonna stick beside him. In another lifetime.
Shit. Oh my god.
This weekend, actually,
She has a flair for the dramatic. I love her in a way.
ordered some moving boxes, so I guess I'm gonna start packing. I am going to drive cross country, hopefully with like a buddy, and I'm gonna live with my dad for a while. In this situation, it's not just me; it's me and it's my son. I just want to get out of the space, and I think with time, the actual paperwork will come. But as far as like me in the physical and me in the mental, I pretty much think I'm divorced. So whoever is watching this, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. Honestly, the best advice, the best support sometimes comes from strangers.
I think I'm sure some people like could criticize the no, honestly not. I think okay, that's not a that's not a good way to phrase it. But like I really do appreciate how she seemed to really realize that like she had feelings that he didn't treat her good enough. He didn't appreciate her and he didn't seem to really like she didn't feel like she could trust him or that like he wouldn't cheat again. And I think like that's really like relevant. I don't know. Like I think she made the best decision she could make. And like at the end of the day, like she had the opportunity to like I feel like people could have asked her like, hey, what's your plan if you do leave? Like where are you gonna go? And to know that she can live with her dad and stuff, that sounds pretty good, right? Like I'm sure that'll help a lot. Having like oh I'm sorry, the mic started falling. Having someone there to like help support. That's different than like be now having to find yourself living and all that stuff. Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. Those are some beautiful and wise words to live by. True. It's sad how one person cheating destroys the lives of so many people. It is definitely like, yeah. So he constantly cheated for a week. Do you guys miss that? Over and over, he made the choice to do what he knows would break her. That's not cheating anymore, it's betrayal. That's true. Yeah. I didn't really like get that through in my head. That's like we had to make the decision a lot. I think she knew she wanted to leave, but needed that reassurance from outsiders. This was amazing, and I hope better things are in store for her soon. Agree. So many people say to stay for the kids, but as someone who stayed for the kids, I can say it's a terrible. Yep. I like the go. Yeah. Her kid will grow up to learn why and understand she definitely needs to leave him. Yeah, like the thing where the kid was crying at night, that's just completely normal. Something changed. They can't really understand it yet, but they will. And as long as you still care for them and are able to have them in a healthy environment, like it'll work out. After hearing everyone's opinion and things like that, I'm glad she was able to take those voices / opinions from strangers and use it to form her decision on the unfortunate matter that broke the two apart. Yeah. Leave them, the kid. A key detail that I wish they focused on was that she said she started sleeping with people outside the marriage after her husband cheated. Okay, this is the part that I didn't hear. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. This is the part I didn't understand. So yeah, definitely leave. Sounds like, well, you cheated, so you can't be mad if I slept with someone else. And yeah, like it sounds like they're out of it and are fighting for the marriage because of principle. I agree with that. Like definitely at that point, like it's clear what you want to do. Some people think it's acceptable to stay with someone who cheated on them just for something purely physical. It really shows that your partner has no respect for you if they will sleep with someone they don't really care about. That's true. Okay. One of my favorite quotes that I think fits here is, it's better for a child to come from a broken home than to live in one. That's true. Okay. I think I really like, that was interesting. I like these videos. I want more. Thank you so much for watching, folks. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye. Hey folks, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.